Let me be completely honest with you right now. Most people will never build real wealth. Not because they are not smart enough, not because they do not work hard enough, and definitely not because they do not deserve it. It is because nobody ever sat them down and showed them how money actually works. And that is exactly what we are going to do today. So let us start with a question. What if you could build a system that pays you money every single month, whether you go to work or not, whether the economy is doing great or falling apart, whether you are on vacation or sitting at home doing absolutely nothing? That is not a fantasy. That is what dividend growth investing does for real people. And by the time this video is over, you are going to understand it better than most financial advisors ever will. But first, I need you to feel something for a second. Think about the last time you checked your bank account and felt that sinking feeling in your stomach, that quiet panic, that moment where you looked at the numbers and thought, I am working so hard, where is it all going? You wake up early, you stay late, you sacrifice weekends, you push through exhaustion, and at the end of the month you have almost nothing to show for it. That is not laziness. That is not failure. That is the system working exactly as it was designed. Not for you, against you. And the worst part? You have been told your whole life that if you just work harder, it will get better. But nobody told you that working harder just makes other people wealthier. Nobody told you that the people who are truly financially free are not working more hours. They are making their money work for them. There is a massive difference between those two things, and understanding that difference could completely change your life. Now I want to be upfront with you. Before we go any deeper into the mechanics of this, I want to mention something important. We have a program linked down below in the video description that was built specifically for people who are serious about putting this into action, not just understanding it in theory. If you have been watching videos like this for months or years and you still feel stuck, that program might be exactly what you need to finally close the gap between knowing and doing. Go check it out, because the people who move fastest are always the ones who decide to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start right now. The link is below. Now let us get into the real stuff. What exactly is dividend growth investing? Let me break it down in the simplest way possible. Imagine you own a small piece of a business. That business makes money. And because you own a piece of it, that business sends you a portion of its profits on a regular basis. That payment is called a dividend. Now here is where it gets powerful. Some companies do not just pay dividends, they grow them. Every single year they increase the amount they send you. So the piece of the pie you get keeps getting bigger and bigger without you doing anything extra. You are not selling your shares. You are not doing more work. You just own them, and the income grows automatically. That is the core concept. And it sounds almost too simple, right? That is because the most powerful things in finance always look simple on the surface. Let me tell you what this actually looks like in practice. You invest money into shares of companies that have a long track record of consistently raising their dividends. We are talking about companies that have been increasing their payouts every year for decades. That is not luck. That is financial discipline. That is a signal that a company is healthy, profitable, and committed to rewarding the people who believed in it. Over time, you reinvest those dividends, which means you buy more shares, which means you earn more dividends, which buy more shares, which earn even more dividends. This is the compounding loop that transforms small starting amounts into something extraordinary over time. And here is the number that should stop you in your tracks. Companies that consistently grow their dividends have historically outperformed the broader market over long periods of time. Not by a little, significantly. And they tend to do it with less volatility, meaning your money does not swing wildly up and down like a roller coaster. That matters enormously when you are building wealth and trying not to panic sell everything when the market dips. But let us talk about the cost of not doing this. Because this is where I want you to really feel what is at stake. Every single year that passes without a real wealth building strategy is a year of compounding that you can never get back. Time is the single most valuable ingredient in building wealth, and once it is gone forever. The person who starts earlier does not just finish slightly ahead, they finish in a completely different universe. The mathematics of compounding are almost cruel in how they punish delay and reward those who begin. Think about what it costs you emotionally to stay where you are, the stress of wondering if you can cover your bills, the conversations you do not want to have with people you love about money, the things you say no to because you cannot afford them, the vacations you put off, the opportunities that slip past because you do not have the financial cushion to say yes. That is the real cost of waiting. Not just dollars and cents, it is your actual life slipping by while you tell yourself you will figure it out later. And then there is the other side of this. The people who actually did something about it. There are ordinary people, people with regular jobs and regular incomes, who started putting their money into high-quality dividend-growing companies consistently, year after year. They were not financial geniuses, they were not born wealthy, they were not making six figures, they just committed to the process. And a decade or two later, they had streams of passive income that dwarfed what they ever made at their jobs. They reached a point where their money was earning more than they were. And that is when everything changes. That is the moment where you stop working because you have to and start working only because you want to. That feeling of freedom is not a luxury. It is what you deserve. And it is absolutely within reach if you understand how to get there. Now let me walk you through a practical framework so this becomes crystal clear. Step 1 is selecting the right companies. You are looking for businesses with strong earnings, sustainable payout ratios, and a proven history of raising dividends consistently. These are often boring companies in stable industries, utilities, consumer goods, healthcare, financials, and that boringness is a feature, not a bug. Boring means reliable. Boring means they are still going to be around and paying you in 20 years. Step 2 is the power of reinvestment. In the early years of your journey, you reinvest every single dividend back into buying more shares. This is where compounding really accelerates. You are not just earning dividends on your original investment, you are earning dividends on your dividends. And those dividends earn dividends. The snowball gets bigger every time it rolls, and eventually it is moving so fast that nothing can stop it. Step 3 is consistency over perfection. This strategy does not require you to time the market, predict economic crashes, or make perfect decisions. It requires showing up consistently, adding money when you can, staying the course when markets wobble. The people who win at this game are not the smartest ones. They are the most disciplined ones. And discipline is something anyone can choose. Now let us talk about something most people never think about. Inflation. Right now, every dollar you have sitting in a savings account is slowly losing value. The cost of everything around you is going up, but the interest your bank pays you is almost nothing. You are falling behind without even realizing it. Dividend growth investing is one of the most powerful ways to actually beat inflation over time, because the dividends themselves grow. As prices rise, the income you receive rises too. You are not just keeping pace with inflation. In many cases, you are outrunning it. Here is something else I want you to understand. You do not need to be wealthy to start. That is the biggest myth that keeps ordinary people away from building real wealth. People look at the stock market and think it is only for rich people. It is not. It never was. You can start with whatever you have. The important thing is that you start. Because every dollar you invest today is a seed that will grow into something much larger if you give it time and a strategy that actually works. And let me be direct with you about something. There are a lot of people watching this video who already know some version of what I just said. You have heard about investing. You have thought about it. Maybe you have even tried something before and it did not work out the way you hoped. And right now there is a voice in your head saying, "This sounds good, but I do not know if it is for me." I am telling you that voice is wrong. The strategy we are talking about is not complicated. It does not require a finance degree. It does not require constant attention. It requires a clear system, the right information, and the commitment to follow through. That is it. The people who are not going to win at this are the ones who watch this video, nod along, feel inspired for a few hours, and then go back to exactly what they were doing before. I am not saying that to be harsh. I am saying it because I want you to be honest with yourself about which person you are going to be. This is the moment, not tomorrow, not when things calm down at work, not when you have more money saved up. Now. The program we have linked in the video description below was built for people who are done waiting and ready to actually move. It gives you a clear, structured path to implement everything we have talked about and more. The people who have gone through it are not superhuman. They are people just like you who decided that today was the day they stopped watching from the sidelines. If you leave this video without clicking that link, that is your choice. But if you are serious about building the kind of financial future that changes everything for you, the link is right there waiting. Click it, read every word, and make the decision that your future self will thank you for